This is the LUC Media Network, and this is Steve Baxley Sports Final. Now, live from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk, here's our man Baxley. Baxman, take it away. All right, thank you very much, Harry. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the funny. There we go. Welcome to a very interesting Thursday night in sports. So let's get it going, shall we? There was no Thursday night football tonight. And, well, it's all because of the schedule shuffle due to COVID, not COVID, but COVID-19. And so we thus start with the daily receipt known as headlines. Let's go to it and bring you up to date with everything going on in the world of sports. The Kansas City Chiefs just added a major upgrade at running back as they look to repeat as Super Bowl champions. Why don't the NFL just give the Chiefs Lombardi with this? I mean, this is just wow. Former Spartan Le'Veon Bell has been signed to a one-year deal Thursday night per Jason LaCanfora, CBS NFL insider. Bell, who was released by the New York Jets earlier this week, chose the Chiefs over the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, he wanted to be with a winner. Now he is. The Dolphins offered Bell a 2-year deal in a last-minute attempt to lure him, but he wanted to go with a winner. And what a winner. Kansas City. Kansas City, here he comes. In Kansas City, Bell will join Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and the Chiefs will certainly form a running back by committee. Edwards-Helaire rushed for 344 yards in the Chiefs' first 5 games, averaging 4.2 yards per carry. Edwards-Helaire also provides a pass-catching option out of the backfield. But Kansas City doesn't have enough depth behind them, as Darrell Williams is the team's second leading rusher amongst running backs with just 35 yards. Now, Bell gives Kansas City more depth out of the running back position, which the Chiefs desperately need. Bell struggled in his 2 seasons in New York after having just 863 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns, while averaging just a paltry 3.27 yards per carry, all last in the league among the 16 running backs that have logged over 240 carries since the start of last season. Bell has failed, to record a run of over 20 yards since Christmas Day 2017 with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So a fresh start in Kansas City was needed. Now he still provides value as a pass catcher, recording 66 catches for the Jets in 2019, averaging 7 yards per reception. Senior fantasy editor for CBS Sports, Chris Towers, provided a breakdown on how Bell's addition impacts the fantasy football value of both Le'Veon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire moving forward. We don't want to sound the alarm bells just yet, but Edwards-Helaire owners might want to start making other plans. One of the best backs in the NFL with Pittsburgh, Bell has over 1,800 yards from scrimmage in 3 of his final 4 years with Pittsburgh before the numbers dwindled to 1,250 with the Jets last season. The numbers won't be high in Kansas City, but Bell should be a more productive player in a rotational role with a good offensive line. Now, Bell is banking on joining the NFL's most high-powered offense to help revive his career. This is the perfect opportunity for him to also get his first Super Bowl ring. Why don't you just give Kansas City another Lombardi? They got themselves an awesome catch. And if they let him be Le'Veon Bell, they got themselves another Lombardi coming to them. All righty. We got more, baby. We got more still to come coming up. By the way, tonight's edition of Lost Blading the Interwebs with Nick Ricada and Drexel got another guy. He's got another Ken Jennings. Not the Jeopardy guy, but this guy did an interview with met with Mr. Rantoye. What he said about him was enough for all of us to say, yep, he's right. That's right. Ken Jennings is his name, not the guy from Jeopardy. This man is, to describe him is a little insane. We'll give it to you a little later, but right now, they're about 15 minutes into his show, Ricada Law Channel on YouTube, Lost Blading the Interwebs. It's the other Ken Jennings, the one that had a little set to with Rantoye. You know him, don't you? Mm-hmm. Anyway, we'll talk more about that. Or actually, he's on right now. So go to that broadcast after this show is done, which won't be too long. Yes, I am feeling a lot better. Anyway, here we go. We do have a passage to give you. Fred Dean, a Hall of Fame defensive back with the Chargers and 49ers, passed away Wednesday after battling COVID-19, the Pro Football Hall of Fame announced. Dean was 68 years old. Former 49ers teammate Dwight Hicks posted on Facebook on October 8th that Dean had been hospitalized in intensive care with COVID-19. A second-round pick in the 1975 NFL draft, Dean blossomed into an all-pro player during his time with the Chargers in 1979. His presence helped the Chargers capture their first division title since the AFL-NFL merger. The following season, Dean helped San Diego come to within a game of the Super Bowl. Now, in 1981, a contract dispute led to Dean being traded from San Diego to San Francisco. The trade paid immediate dividends for the 49ers, who that season won their first of 5 Super Bowl titles. He recorded one of San Francisco's 5 sacks during the 49ers' 26-21 victory over the Bengals in Super Bowl 16. In 1983, Dean earned his 4th Pro Bowl selection after recording 17.5 sacks. The following season, his presence helped San Francisco become the first team to win 15 regular season games in Super Bowl 19. Dean and his teammates shut down Dan Marino and the rest of the Dolphins' prolific offense during the 49ers' 38-16 victory. An incredible man, an incredible career, cut short due to COVID-19. He is truly a Hall of Famer. Never will he be forgotten. He will always be remembered. He truly is a champion of champions. Fred Dean, NFL legend, passing away at the age of 68 from COVID-19.
U.S. Marshals say October 9th, 45-year-old Kevin Lee Van Elst's ex-girlfriend, who is 22 weeks pregnant with his child, pulled into the parking lot of the Clinton Township Police Station to file a police report. They were dating for up to 2.5 years. They broke up several months ago. She's been trying to distance herself from him. Trying also to file a personal protection order the day before the attack. His ex-girlfriend says Van Elst had been stalking and threatening her. It's believed that Kevin has been using crystal meth and acting very strange, very violent, schizophrenia, been acting very weird over the last couple months.
Okay, thank you very much. We got our bell back. Yes, indeed. Rest in paradise, Fred Dean. Okay, excuse the background, folks. We got a newscast going on over there, so my apologies. Okay. We got some baseball for you. That's right. Tonight was the AL and NL Championship Series. Let's let's give you the rounds as we can. Both games, of course, no day for these guys. They play it straight until the World Series. So, how the Braves do? Did LA move closer to eliminating the Braves? And how about Tampa Bay? How did they do? Well, here we go. Game 5 in the ALCS, American League Championship Series. The Astros beat the Rays 4-3, 4-6-0 for the Stros, 3-7-1 for the Rays. Presley, thank you very much, got the win for the Stros. Anderson got the loss for the Rays. Presley, the pitcher for Houston, went 1 1/3, gave up 1 hit, no earned run, got 2 strikeouts and no walks. Choi, the Tampa Bay first baseman, went 2 for 2, 1 run, 1 homer, and 1 rib. Now, on the other side of midnight, Dodgers lost terrible to the Braves, 10-2 the final score. 10-14-0 for the Braves, 2-3-2 for the Dodgers. Dodgers are now about to be eliminated. Atlanta leads the series 3-1. Oh boy, Wilson gets the win for the Braves. He's 1-0. Kershaw gets the loss. He's 2-1. Wilson for Atlanta. The Atlanta pitcher pitched 6 full, gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, got 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Ozuna, the designated hitter, 4 out of 5, 3 runs, 2 homers, and 4 hot ribs. That's right, and the sauce was smoking. So, tomorrow, Game 6, Astros Rays, Dodgers Braves, Game 5. Tampa Bay, they win it, they go to the World Series. Braves, they win it, they'll be going as well. Astros need 1 more to take it to a Game 7. Dodgers need a miracle to stay alive in this AL and NL Championship Series. We'll give it all to you as we always do here, babies. All right. Hope you don't mind if I turn this down. Thank you. Okay, just want to make mention of one thing. I do believe. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, we're going to take a wee break here for a moment. Get back with more sports action. I got to turn down the TV, otherwise the YouTube militia will serve us with another copyright strike. Stand by. We'll be back shortly. Bam.
About a variety of different groups that are problematic that we see here domestically in the homeland. When you see someone go to the point where they actually, have plans to kidnap a sitting governor, how often is this kind of thing, and how concerned should people be? And what should they do if they believe like something like that is happening in their own backyard? Yeah, so it's not very often. So again, we have a lot of visibility on these types of groups. Again, working with law enforcement across the country, both at the federal, state, and local levels, we're actually able to intervene much earlier in many of these kids and groups that are starting to see violent activity. I think what's interesting here domestically is we need to make sure people can have their own beliefs. They can even talk about their own beliefs. That's protected speech here in the U.S. It's only once it gets to that point where they start to act in a violent way on those beliefs. That's where law enforcement steps in. And you can watch our entire interview with Secretary Chad Wolf on our website.
That's cool. Well, I got to. Mom, that's why the closed captioning is on.
But they take it off so fast you can't see it.
Well. All right, let's keep going and going. Okay, you can uncover me now. How you doing? Okay, sorry about that. Won't edit this. I'll just keep it like it is. Anyway, let's keep going. Yes, it has been a rough year. Let's keep going. Get you more headlines in the National Basketball Association. Los Angeles Laker fans, you can breathe a sigh of relief. After helping option for next season to re-sign with the Lakers in free agency over the offseason. According to The Athletic, Davis has a player option worth $28.7 million for the 2020-21 season that he will walk away from in favor of a fresh deal. Now, when it comes to signing a new deal, Davis will have options in terms of length. He could sign a 2-year deal with a player option for the second season, a 3-year deal with a player option for the third season, or a 4-year deal with, guess what, a player option for the fourth season. Now, when it comes to the length of the contract, it'll be up to Davis to decide how long he wants to commit to LA and how quickly he wants to be a free agent again. Of course, he can always opt to sign with the Lakers again when the next deal finishes too, if he so chooses. Obviously, the longer that Davis signs for, the more guaranteed money he would be in line to make, which might be a wise move given the uncertainty of the league's salary cap moving forward due to the impact of the coronavirus pandemic on the league's bottom line. The 27-year-old Davis never sniffed the NBA Finals during his 7 seasons with the Pelicans in New Orleans. So given the fact that Lakers won a title during his first season in La La Land, it's not especially surprising that Davis is interested in staying with the franchise, even though he was non-committal immediately after the Lakers hoisted the Larry O'Brien Trophy in Orlando. Now, a major factor in Davis's decision to remain in LA is the friendship that he has developed with LeBron James. Davis and James have built a strong bond both on and off the court, and that relationship clearly translates to on-court success. James may be 35 years old, but he's still near the peak of his powers as a player. And Davis may very well want to maximize the time that he has to play alongside and chase more championship rings with LeBron. James even reportedly told Davis that the duo has more work to do following their win in the finals over the Heat. James has 2 more years on his current contract with the Lakers, with the second year being a player option. That's right, a player option. It is 12:27 p.m. or 12:27 a.m. It's still Thursday night in the West Coast. It is now Friday morning in the East, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun. Oh, sorry, did a little Shakespeare for you. Wanted to make this program a little classy. All right, kiddies, let's keep going on this fun-filled fiesta. We got more for you. More headline grabbers, and here's a couple. Are the Van Gundy brothers returning to the NBA coaching ranks? Good God, I hope not. Well, let's speak. There are many teams across the league still looking for head coaches, and now that the 2019-2020 season has come to a very shocking end, the interviews and announcements should ramp up even more. Many of the open spots have already been filled, with Ty Lue becoming the latest to land a head coaching gig after he came to an agreement with the Clippers. Lue will be replacing Doc Rivers, who parted ways with the Clippers late last month after 7 seasons in LA. Rivers remains highly respected around the league's landscape, and it was just a matter of days until he agreed to a deal to become the new head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. Both New York squads also brought in new head coaches, the Nets going with Hall of Fame player Steve Nash in his first coaching gig, while the Knicks went with the veteran Tom Thibodeau. Elsewhere in the league, the Chicago Bulls scooped up Billy Donovan mere days after he decided not to return as head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder, ending the Jim Boylan era and effectively completing Chicago's offseason of cleaning house. Now, there are still several jobs available, though, many of which are very enticing opportunities. Until the remaining positions are filled, there will surely be no shortage of rumors piling up with what team is interviewing which coach. Now, to keep all the updates in order, here's the latest coaching news and rumors. Houston Rockets innovative coach Mike D'Antoni decided he wanted to explore other coaching opportunities outside of Houston soon after the Rockets were bounced in the second round of the playoffs, and is leaving this franchise with an important decision to make. The latest news had the Rockets honing in on Lou, but he's now off the market. The Rockets also interviewed Jeff Van Gundy on Wednesday, he of the ESPN NBA analyst. And more conversations are expected on Thursday, according to Wojnarowski. Yay. Van Gundy coached the Rockets from 2003 to 2007, still lives in the Houston area. He has worked as a broadcaster, NBA analyst for ESPN ever since, and coached Team USA as it qualified for the 2019 FIBA World Cup. Now, other names the Rockets have been rumored to have interest in are Minnesota Timberwolves associate head coach Dave Vanderpool, Nuggets assistant Wes Unseld Jr., Mavericks assistant Steven Silas, per, again, Wojnarowski. Like the Clippers, Rockets are in win-now mode, and with so much money tied up in James Harden and Russell Westbrook, this team will basically run it back for next season, barring any major trades in the offseason or injuries. Whomever steps in will have to enjoy Houston's small ball ways too, as the Rockets want to keep the same style of play, even though D'Antoni is gone. How about the Pelicans of New Orleans? Unlike Houston and LA, New Orleans isn't exactly in a win-now mode with great expectations, but whoever inherits this team will have plenty of talent to work with and an eye toward making the playoffs next season. Zion Williamson is obviously the biggest draw of coaching the Pelicans, and after firing Alvin Gentry, New Orleans will have its pick of a number of high-profile coaches to bring in. The Pelicans settled on some finalists for the position, with Stan Van Gundy and Ty Lue being on the list, but it might now just be down to Van Gundy, with Lue now coaching the Clips. The Pelicans have been playing it close to the vest in who they've been targeting for head coach, as evidenced by the somewhat surprising report that Stan Van Gundy is one of the finalists. Van Gundy hasn't been tied to many coaching jobs in the past few months, unlike his brother, but he has an impressive coaching resume that spans 12 years, most recently a 4-year stint with the Pistons that ended in 2018. He has a career coaching record of .523 and .384 with the Pistons, Magic, and Heat, and he's made the postseason 8 out of the 12 years he's been a head coach, including a trip to the NBA Finals in 2009 with Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic. Or how about the Pacers? After agreeing to give Nate McMillan a contract extension last month, the Pacers decided they ultimately wanted to go into a different direction heading into next season after being swept by the Heat in the first round of the playoffs. It was a weird series of events that was really unfortunate for McMillan, but now Indiana is in the market for a new head coach. Pelican assistant Chris Finch is a front runner for the position. He's drawn comparisons to reigning Coach of the Year Nick Nurse. The team is still conducting interviews, though, and Miami assistants Chris Quinn and Dan Craig will receive interviews, according to Kevin O'Connor from The Ringer. The Pacers have already had interviews with former Kings coach Dave Yorger and NBA champion Chauncey Billups, per Wojnarowski. The Pacers will look to run things back with a fully healthy roster next season after dealing with crucial injuries to Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis in the past few years. And there you go, kids. And it would be wonderful to see both the Van Gundys in the coaching ranks, NBA analyst. We shall have to see on that. Okay, let's give you a little bit of Bellator news. MMA, to be exact, Bellator 249 occurred tonight, and we happen to have the results and everything else. Throughout a legendary career spanning 15 years as a women's MMA pioneer, Chris Cyborg had yet to record a submission victory as a professional entering tonight's Bellator 249 card. It took less than 2 rounds for that factoid to be updated as Cyborg continued to evolve her game deep into her career. Cyborg, 23-2, 1 NC, made the first stint of her Bellator MMA women's featherweight title with a dominant second-round submission win over top contender Arlene Blencow, 13-8, inside the Mohegan Sun Arena in Ucasville, Connecticut. A former Strikeforce and UFC champion, the 35-year-old Cyborg showcased not just an increasingly patient striking attack, but an ever-growing ground game that included 2 takedowns and a submission finish via naked choke. Blencow, I should say, a 37-year-old native of Australia, had only lost in the previous 5 years under the Bellator banner to the same fighter twice by close decision in former champion Julia Budd. But that's the same fighter Cyborg demolished in January to capture her 145-pound crown, and she made even quicker work. Either one of those words will be sufficient, don't you think? Of Blencow by using inside leg kicks and pressure to force her back to the cage at will. And is Will upset? At their lengthy standing clinch in the opening round, Cyborg swept Blencow to secure the takedown and quickly moved to the full mount before raining down clean punches. Although Blencow, was able to return to her feet shortly before the bell, the offensive surge from the champion only continued in round number 2. Cyborg ducked the left hook and came forward to draw blood from Blencow's nose with a flurry of power shots. A takedown followed before Cyborg began to score with punches from full mount, which led Blencow to give up her back and tap it out at 2:36 of the round. The next challenger to Cyborg's title could come from the winner of a proposed but not signed bout between Bud and former UFC bantamweight title challenger Ket Zingano. When asked whom she preferred to fight next, Cyborg stuck to her guns by continuing to refuse to call opponents out. So, what else happened? I'm glad you asked. Andrew Keppel defeated Joseph Creer via second round TKO, doctor stoppage. Saad Awad took on Mandel Nello and ended in a no contest groin strike. Now, Steve Mowry defeated Sean Teed via first round TKO, a knee and punches. Leandro Higo defeated Ricky Bandejas via second round submission, a rear naked choke. And of course, Chris Cyborg kept her championship alive, defeated Arlene Blencow via second round submission, the rear naked choke. And that is your Bellator 249 card result and explanation. Hey, we got you covered here. It's 12:37 a.m. And my dear God, you mean we could actually end this at 12:45 or at least 12:50? I would go for that. Hey. All right, but first, we got to do this. This is your college football schedule tracker. Ba 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 ba. Hey, you didn't know there would be music, did you? Okay, the 31 games are already postponed or canceled due to COVID-19. That's right. With COVID-19 still raging across the country, it was long expected that many college football games would be postponed, if not outright canceled, over the course of the season. As we enter week 7 of the 2020 season, there have now been 31 games affected by COVID-19, with the most posted in high-risk contact with someone who has tested positive for the coronavirus. Some teams, such as Houston, Memphis, Baylor, FAU, Virginia Tech, Arkansas State, Charlotte, and Rice, have already experienced multiple game disruptions. Even those who have not seen a game postponed yet are living day to day as COVID-19 test results and subsequent contact tracing dictate if and how effectively they will be able to play as scheduled. Now, a pair of SEC programs have been hit hard and forced to postpone games. Both Vanderbilt and Florida had numerous positive cases ahead of week 7 and were forced to delay games against Missouri and LSU respectively. The SEC left an open week before the conference championship game as a buffer for makeup games that will now be in use by 4 teams on December 12th. Now, Big Ten And Pac-12 announced they plan to conduct daily testing, which should help programs identify positive cases quickly and reduce the burden of contact tracing. But even with daily testing, successfully holding a season with no bye weeks leading up to the college football playoff will be a challenge. And here is a full list of college football game postponements. ULM at Troy was scheduled for September 5th. They're now going to be playing on December 5th. SMU at TCU, September 11th, date to be announced. North Carolina State of Virginia Tech, September 12th. Well, that was played on September 26th. Can we forget September and go straight to October, guys? Thank you. We don't need to be... thank you. All right. Can we, let's see, 3rd, 10th, 17th. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the October ones that are presently. We look at the past, we go now to the present. Oklahoma State at Baylor, scheduled for October 17th, has been changed to December 12th. Vanderbilt at Missouri, October 17th, changed to December 12th, as has LSU at Florida, October 17th, December 12th. Cincinnati at Tulsa, gone from October 17th to December 5th. And FIU at Charlotte, or Charlotte, for those of you here in Michigan, was scheduled for October 17th. The date and time to be determined. Now, there's a asterisk to all this, and it concerns Baylor. They can only make up one non-conference game due to league scheduling rules. So there you go. That's the latest in the October 17th farm dance that we like to call the COVID-19 postponement fandango. Yeehaw, shuck them chickens. Why am I saying yeehaw? We have a sound effect. Yeehaw! Thank you, Suey Pig. All right, have we done this? Yes, we have. And do we have any blessings? Do we have any blessings from that wonderful thing we like to call? Do we have anything from awful announcing to report? Huh? Do? Huh? Do we have any headlines from awful announcing to bring you? Well, just despite 2 Game 5 matchups booked, the LCS continues to scuffle along ratings-wise. We do have one passage to report, another passage to report. Let's give you that. And we shall attempt to do it all. Here we go. ESPN NFL reporter Vaughn McClure died in his Atlanta residence today. He was 48 years old. McClure was actively reporting up through the past few days, so the news comes to as a shock to many. From ESPN.com's story of his passing, quote, Vaughn McClure, member of ESPN's coverage team since 2013, died this week at his home near Atlanta. He was 48. He joined ESPN to cover the NFL and settled in on the Atlanta Falcons beat as part of NFL Nation. He covered the team during its run to Super Bowl 51 in 2017. He contributed not only to ESPN television, but radio coverage of the Falcons and NFL as well. McClure also spent time covering the Bears for the Chicago Tribune, with other stops at the Sun, Times, Fresno Bee, South Bend Tribune, and the DeKalb Daily Chronicle. Many of his media colleagues and even the Atlanta Falcons immediately remembered him in glowing terms. And we say to the talent, truly unforgettable. It's tough to end any post like that. Oh, ESPN said it best, quote, from one of their editors. Talking to Vaughn on the phone was always a joy. I loved how you could just sense the excitement in his voice for being able to cover the Falcons for ESPN. We all will miss him greatly, and I'll end it this way. Vaughn ended every phone call with a colleague. Appreciate you. Love you. We all love him too. Rest in paradise, Von McClure. You truly are unforgettable. Okay, we are at 12:45. I'm just going to say it. Hi to everyone on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's great to have you. By the way, those of you watching us here in Michigan, you know Audrey Dahlgren of WLNS TV6, the sports director there. She did something last night that was a real kicker. She decided to give her fans on Instagram sort of a behind the scenes look at a typical day for the sports director. And boy, did she show us how it's not one of these wham bam, hey, here's your assignment, do them, bum, 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 bum. I mean, of course, Alex Sims, a part of that, as is Nick Mantis. But in this highlights, she was, of course, in the sports den, as I'll call it, the sports den with Alex Sims, talking about what she's going to be doing, what story she's going to be doing. She then met with their sports producer over there at the Country House, and I'll tell you why I call it the Country House. In Friday, my first return of Steve Baxley speaking on. And that'll be coming up tomorrow. We tape and drop with graphics and everything. It's amazing what we can do. Anyway, where was it? Oh, yes. She met with her producer about some things they're going to do digitally as far as sports is concerned. I just wonder if they're going to be doing some live sports on their website, Facebook Live, or on YouTube, like most of the other television stations across the country are doing, like Tegna's Toledo 11. They do live high school football game of the week, but we'll find out. It's going to be a surprise. Then she. I did not know this. I always thought they had separate people for everything that they do. But they have to produce, edit, video record, and do the lineup and everything, edit, do the voiceovers, etc. All their own. They have to put together a newscast. And it is amazing to see how much this woman and her colleagues, Alex Sims, Nick Mantis, how much Audrey Dahlgren does, how much each person does in that country house. And my God, they don't even have, they do their own makeup and hair. I wish somebody did my makeup and hair. Give me some shears for this. Anyway, I applaud Audrey Dahlgren for sort of lifting the veil. And it brought me to a little idea. I would love to see Channel 6, maybe, once a month, particularly, on a sweeps week, go behind the scenes of their newscast. What I mean is, a long time ago, ESPN sort of lifted the veil, broke down the fourth wall, as it were, on SportsCenter. They had the regular SportsCenter on the regular ESPN, they had the behind the scenes stuff on ESPN2. After seeing Audrey Dahlgren's piece on her Instagram, this got me thinking, hey, maybe Channel 6 on one of their um, ratings boards, like the November sweeps, one of their sweeps months, why don't they do what ESPN did? And that's sort of lift the veil as to how a newscast is done. Do the show, do the regular show on TV6 and ABC 53, and on either their Facebook Live page or on YouTube or on WLNS.com. Show behind the scenes. Maybe talk to the people during the commercial breaks. There you go. It's a nice little idea, and I hope maybe they can do it. I mean, I can understand if they can't, but still, it's an idea. It would be fun. It would be. It would also be fun for all the next star stations that stream their newscast to do it on a website, like Next Star Newsline, something like that. Anyway, just thinking off the top of my head. By the way, if they're thinking of doing something digital sports wise, I like to talk to them about a daily show version of a sportscast. The Daily Show of Sports called Sports Final. Just a thought. Anyway, welcome. Thank you guys over there. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Guess what? We do have one idea, and it's a very good one. It's called the scoreboard, and we do that right now. It's time for the scoreboard, and we do it. And you want to know why I said all that? Simple. It was 12:45 a.m. It is now 12:52 a.m. In a group of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram friends. Tomorrow we go in length. But now we conclude our night, as we seldom, if ever, do, with a scoreboard. That's right. Scoreboard time. By the way, just to serve my edification here. No, okay, thank you. Had to figure it out. Okay. By the way, Australian football grand finals is coming up. We'll tell you the day and the time and a Chanel you can catch it on, because it's a wild game. Let's just put it that way. It's wild. Okay, let's kick it in gear. Soccer, basketball, whatever we got, we do. Okay, we got basketball. Yes, we do have basketball. Would you like that? I do. The Euro League played again. Let's take you to the finals. Or the final night. Not actually, well, you know what I mean. Let's take it to the final scores. Zalgiris Kaunas over Andolo Efes, 89-73. Barcelona over Panathinaikos, 97-89. Valencia got a game awarded 20-0 over Zenit Petersburg. In Espanol, Estudiantes over Gran Canaria, thank you, 94-68. In Swedish hockey, Brynäs over Rogo 2-1. Frölunda over Växjö 3-2. HV 71 over Malmo 5-2. Linkopings over Djurgårdens 5-4. Luli over Orbro 2-1 in penalty. Oxram over Lekstans 5-2, and Skeffelty over Firestead BK 1-0. Finland, Jukrit over Asat in overtime 3-2. Baseball in Japan. You're going to love this. Rakuten Golden Eagles over the Chiba Marines 6-0, 6-10-0 for the Eagles, 0-2-1 for the Marines. Ojima for the Marines got the loss. He's 7-7. Kishi got the win. He's 4-0. Chunichi Dragons over the Hanshin Tigers 5-3. 5-10-1 for the Dragons. 3-8-3 for the Tigers. Fujishima gets the win for the Chunichi Dragons. 1-0 is his record. Suarez gets the loss for the Tigers. He's 2-1. The Nippon Ham Fighters over the Seibu Lions 8-3. 8-13-1 for the Fighters. 3-5-0 for the Lions. Martinez gets the win for the Ham Fighters. 2-6 is his record. Neal gets the loss. He's 4-7. The Fukuoka Silverhawks beat up on the York Buffaloes 9-4, 9-13-1 for the Hawks, 4-8-1 for the Buffaloes. Tajima gets the loss for the Buffaloes. He's 4-5. Ishikawa gets the win for the Hawks. He's 8-3. The Yakut Swallows beat up on the Yokohama Bay Stars 4-3, 4-10-0 for the Swallows, 3-4-2 for the Bay Stars. Yoshida gets the win. He's 2-6. Tiara. Yeah, Tiara. Or Tiara. Yeah, Tiara. There you go. Gets a loss. He's 3-4. And they went to extras and still can be decided. Yomiuri Giants and Hiroshima Carp ended in a 5-5 tie. 5-8-0 for the Giants, 5-10-0 for the Carp. In South Korea, the Korean Baseball Organization Doosan Bears over the Hanwha Eagles 16-3, 16-18-0 for the Bears, 3-8-0 for the Eagles. Kiwoom Heroes over the KT Wiz Swan 4-0, 4-6-1 for the Heroes, 0-3-3 for the Swan. LG Twins over the Lottie Giants 6-2, 6-10-0 for the Twins, 2-9-0 for the Giants. Kia Tigers over the NC Dinos in a big old game of games. 12-11 was the final score. 12-15-0 for the Tigers, 11-13-1 for the Dinos. And the SK Wyverns over the Samsung Lions, 10-3, 10-15-2 for the Wyverns, 3-5-0 for the Lions. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for us for tonight. We're back Friday night. Hopefully you'll be back too. And maybe we'll have at least one of the League Championship Series ending, or maybe continuing. It all depends. Folks, that's it for me. I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports, along with YouTube. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, may your favorite team always be winners. Good night, America, wherever and whomever you are. And remember, folks, life is beautiful when you take it easy. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night following either the AL or the NLCS and the celebrations that could possibly happen. Good night, everybody. And as always, blessings to thee and thine.